Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another episode of the Broken Chains Hot Pass Crash Course Hot Mess Express. I am the host of the Broken Chains podcast. My name is Brian. This is my wonderful partner in crime, Barbara. Introduce yourself, sis.
Hi, I am the Hot Mess Express, and I put the fun in dysfunctional.
So we got a good one today. I know it's been a minute since we've been on here, but people been moving around. God's been moving a lot of things in our lives right now. But I kind of wanted to touch real quick on my Broken Chains hot thought of the day. And my thought of the day is, when does change actually start? Does change start when you want to actually start putting in the work, or does change actually take place the moment you actually change your way of thinking up here before you start doing it? So that's going to be our topic for later on. Sis, go ahead and give them the word of the day.
Our word of the day today is divulge.
Okay, then. So let's keep it going. All right. So today is a real special one. I'm not going to give the whole what's name, but a lot of people know I volunteer at this wonderful place that helps save my life. It's the Union Rescue Mission Nehemiah House in Little Rock, Arkansas. And what they do is they take a lot of men who have lost their way, whether broken or, as we like to call ourselves, the least lost and the last. And we've allowed God to put people in our lives to help us walk through either our recovery from addiction, alcoholism, criminal addictive thinking, or anything like that. But when I met this one guy, I was teaching a class, and his spirit just instantly meshed. And it was cool too, because I like my jewelry. Like, I like certain little necklaces, and I had one, and something about, he was like, man, I like that necklace, man. And I was like, well, here, you can have it. And it was like a little bear. And there's this whole story that goes along with it. But from the day right then, me and this brother have been just been walking in arm's length, trying to get each other right where we're supposed to be. And I am phenomenally proud of him. So today, welcome my brother, Mr. Levi Bradley.
Welcome, Levi.
How's it going,
so glad to
brother?
be here. Oh, it's going so good, man. Holding it down.
So tell everybody a little bit about yourself before we get started.
Well, I'm a faithful believer and follower in Jesus Christ before everything.
Okay, I like that.
Definitely a man of God. I just wake up every day and give it more of an attempt than I give yesterday. I try to be bold in my faith. When given an opportunity, I try to share with other individuals, experience strength and hope. And I just try to love, man. I ain't got no more hate in me. I'm not angry anymore. I think your anger management, although I wasn't able to complete the whole thing, it has helped to do with that too. But, forgiving myself, and I'm just a man of God,
I like that. So kind of give everybody an idea, what brought you to the Nehemiah House?
I was broken. I'd reached my, I wouldn't say bottom. I was ready for a place. When I spoke to Gordon Whitaker, I spoke to him, and I was just ready to lay it all down, ready to lay it all down. At that time, I was currently in Saline County when I met him. He was teaching class and things there, and I was able to get an interview there, and I was kind of scouting on good places to go, and I've heard a lot about it. And what really got me was it not just being a rehab, sobriety's good, but the discipleship program, what it provided. And that caught me right there. Of course, I'd already laid my life down and submitted my life back to Jesus Christ, and walking in faith and just being a man of integrity and morals and better values, but that definitely gave me that time away to where I could just center myself,
Now, what was your DOC, and how long do you have clean?
The last time I used was October 28th and of last year, so I've got over 9 months. And I was kind of like Ricky Bobby, to be honest with you. I like to go fast, you know what I mean? Let's
If
just
you
be
ain't first, you
fair.
last, bro. If you ain't first,
Yeah.
you last.
And I say that what a blessing it is to actually come back to my home county. In this home county, when I say like Ricky Bobby, I took him on a high speed chase from here to like Cash one time. I'm talking about full on manhunt, and it was like, yeah, what I'm so grateful that I've been delivered and freed from my bondage for real.
Okay.
A
It's
lot
a
of
whole
people that run
different
into
world.
me, oh yeah, a lot of people. It's now it's like I wouldn't say I'm not recognizable because it's the same. I'm obviously the same individual, you know, carry the same name, wear some of the same clothes, but the old me is dead and gone. You know, like if somebody sits
Absolutely.
back and watches the show or just watches me how I carry myself, I mean, oh, I was so sick of me. I can't stand old me. You know what I mean? Like I was
Yeah,
so
yeah,
sick
yeah,
of
yeah.
dude,
Yeah.
so sick of dude,
Because you
and
know
I've got a
me,
lot of
like,
support. Yeah.
yeah. Because I'm the type of person, anytime, and this is just me personally, whenever I wind up being able to do peer services or help anybody in their recovery, I always like, because of the place I work, I'm allowed to do like Court Connect and Vine Link and Check. And when you said you was a rapscallion, bro, you was not lying.
Oh, I knew you was gonna do this, bro. Bring it on,
Levi
bring
was
it
that
on.
guy when he said that he was Ricky Bobby. If you've never seen Talladega Nights, I advise you watching it because boy, look. But
Oh,
and here's where I really want to take a moment to, and I feel that this needs to be said because we don't say it enough anymore, especially in society as a species, bro. I am so proud of you.
Absolutely.
And here's the reason why I say it.
go.
I want to let you know as a man how proud I am seeing you walk in grace and walking in your purpose, which we'll get to in a little bit. But man, dude, I've seen days where you've come in broken. I've seen days when you came in tired. I seen you come in days where you just looked like you were through. But every day, nothing stopped you. You put your shoes on, and I could just see the determination in your face. And I always say Nehemiah isn't built for everybody. We're a different
No.
breed there, but to see how God moved in your life, tell me what was the most memorable moment in your walk at Nehemiah that you would say set the stage for your progression, or who was it that you saw?
Oh, I couldn't just boil it down to one. I couldn't just boil it down to one to just one moment. But the thing that helped me most is serving. Being able to go out, not when we got to go out and make money, not I mean, I enjoyed church and the meetings and everything like that, but when we went out and we served somebody with the sole purpose of giving back to the kingdom of heaven, those memories right there. Like one time, this individual, we tore a bunch of carpet up and did some stuff in this church, getting it ready for a boys and girls club. And Brian, you know a little bit more of my story about, uh, well, ain't no running from it now. Attempted suicide, and anybody tuned in about a with the skill saw, and well, the guy says, "Well, y'all help me frame some stuff," and I said, "Oh yeah, I'll help you do whatever we need to do." And he goes, "Can you read a measuring tape?" And I said, "Yes, sir, I can." And he goes, "Good, I'm gonna have you run a saw." And not even thinking about it at all, I said, "Yes,
Yeah.
sir." Grab out the measuring tape and just went at it. And that was the first time that I'd picked up a skill saw and done it. And it was just that memory there. That man didn't know what he'd done for me to take that next step and embrace fully on embrace. Because what we was serving, we was remodeling this boys and girls club. You know, it was old gym is what it was. And just
Yeah.
like, I was like, took a moment and I was like, oh, thank you, God. I didn't realize, like, didn't even give it one thought, just, just going down, you know? So that memory there, that man, Mr. John, didn't even know the steps that it had in there, but the way that we had opportunities to serve and just everybody on one mission, like we'd serve in the community or, you know, just those are the best memories I have from down there for sure.
Now I have a question
And
for you. With
yes,
you
ma'am.
being so newly in recovery,
Yes, ma'am.
there's this kind of, I don't know what you want to call it, but people say that the first 90 days is the hardest. For me, it's the work that I've put in after that 90 days that's been
Absolutely.
challenging for myself. In your opinion of yourself and your own story, what do you think has been the most challenging for you?
The most challenging for me is letting go of old relationships. And not that I'm struggling with that now at all, but just coming to grasp that I genuinely love certain individuals. But I also know that I genuinely love God and I genuinely love my own life and I genuinely love other individuals. So the biggest thing I had to do was protect my own life with my own life. So getting sober for me, it was like knowing and coming to terms like, hey, I'm just going to have to love some individuals from afar, you know? That
Amen.
was because when I say this, I mean like truly love individuals. And looking back on it, I see how people had to do me in that same manner because I was still active in my addiction. And now it makes complete sense, you know, like, oh, I get it now why people was like, no, man, I can't deal with you, you know? And I went through drug court in this county that I came back home to just as well and graduated it and done good for a while and some things took place. Y'all know the story. Y'all
Yeah.
know how it goes.
Oh, yeah.
And but yeah, just coming to terms because you know, once you get sober, we all want to help other individuals, you know.
Absolutely.
But Brian's kind of put me up on game about basically, I'm paraphrasing, basically drawing a circle around yourself and
He's good
fixing
at that.
everything in that circle. And when there ain't
Just see
nothing
him
in that
holding
circle,
that pen, right?
yes,
Yeah.
then step outside that circle, you
Yeah,
know.
absolutely. Absolutely. And here's the reason why I say that. A wise person once told me, if you're in a relationship with somebody, because we all know the opposite of addiction is connection. Addiction
Yeah,
disconnects us from individuals, whether it be relationships or whether it's friendships or work or anything like that. But somebody once told me that if you really want to be in a relationship with somebody, you have to, like, here's their left hand, here's their right hand, and y'all have to join hands. And you can't let anything in that circle that is not feeding into that relationship. So when I say you got to draw a circle in the sand, what you put in that circle is more or less what's going to bear fruit. And I'm a firm believer. I understand. And this is one thing we do at Nehemiah, and Levi will back this up. Iron sharpens iron, so one man
yeah,
Yes.
strengthens another. That is also very, very true. But I've also been told bad company destroys good morals. So just because somebody can be a blessing does not mean the blessing that they're given is designed for you. So when you're drawing that circle, I have to ask myself sometime, like, I'm over here trying to grow roses and you over here trying to grow cabbages. So why am I going to bring
yeah,
cabbages over here? Because it defeats the purpose. And a lot of times
yeah,
we have to be comfortable standing in our own circle, let alone being in our own skin. And I
Yeah.
can't speak for anybody else, but for I, me, and my, I suffer from childhood trauma. I suffer from abandonment issues. So that need to be around people helps take away from that feeling of inadequacy or abandonment and things like that. But man, when I learned how to stand in that circle by myself, and I'm like this, I'm looking around at everybody. I'm like, I'm cool with where I'm at.
You know, it's funny that you say that because I had made a post to Facebook and said, I'm so proud of the progress that I've made. I may not be where I want to be, but I'm exactly where I'm supposed to be.
Yes.
Absolutely.
That's what
Absolutely.
a lot of people in recovery don't get that. They want to push things faster, further, and they don't stop. And when you're in recovery, you can actually stop and
Smell the
enjoy
roses.
life.
Smell the roses.
Brian, I don't even know if you remember. I'm sure you do. The last time we actually sat down there and I was in the chair and you was on the bench and we kind of jousted a little bit and we got on the topic, because we done that every time and it was, I really enjoyed it. Because just like you said, building iron, sharpen iron. But I was speaking about how making proper investments is what we was talking on. And I was
Yes.
speaking, the way I put it was, I work to make money, to spend money, to live. So the ultimate currency is myself. How I choose to invest my energy, my time, whether it be in my relationships, my finances with God, we are the ultimate currency. And
Yes.
making proper investments falls in that line. Like for me, it was like, okay, I've been on the Vogue running around like Ricky Bobby doing all these things and needing to make, and when I say making proper investments, like what really brought me home was I was led in spirit because I was scared to come back home, Brian, to be honest with you. But my grandbabies, them growing up with me not having a relationship with them, I mean, I love my pops, don't get me wrong. And shout out to him. I know he ain't watching, but still yet he knows I love him and he's in bad health, but still yet that's one of them relationships to where I fully understand I gotta, you know what I mean? And
Yeah.
but being led back up here in trust and taking that walk of faith of coming back home and making proper investments, letting the individual let people that are aware and know me see nothing but Jesus in me, really. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Right.
Yeah.
That's where I'm
Absolutely.
at with it.
Absolutely.
And making good investments on a day-to-day basis, like you said, Brian, like one moment
Yeah.
at a time. Like you can get angry in that quick. You
Yeah.
can do things that are ruin your whole life in just an instant, and just
Mhm.
taking each moment, each second, whether I've got 120 days clean, 9 months clean, 10 years clean. In the morning, I'm gonna wake up on the same mission and be like, all right, I can make it 5 minutes,
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. So that being said, here's the reason why I say I was watching a TED talk, and I'm not going to say the name of what it was called, but it's what is it? The Wonderful Life of Having a F Budget, and it says that in us, how we spend currency is in our time, our energy, and our money. And a lot of times we invest things that we shouldn't be investing. Like, I should never invest the currency of my name, the value of my name, because I should never disgrace my name because
Right.
my name holds more value. Like, Bradley. That's not just your name, that name is attached to other people. So, am I
Yeah.
shelling out counterfeit currency with my name when I'm not investing time, energy, and money in things that I should? So, a lot of times now, I have to be not so much critical, but I have to be conscientious of how I invest my time because when Levi knows what I'm talking about. If you know, you know. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Ooh wee. If you know,
Ooh,
you
wait.
know. And there's something about being a man of Nehemiah. We learn how to serve. And I say this all the time, and I say these three brothers don't get the credit that's due.
I've heard
No,
so many great things about that place. So
so
many.
I have to lay it down because I don't say this enough, but I got to give three guys shout outs. Number one is Pastor Keith Medlock. When I say this guy is like the spiritual Nick Fury of Marvel. How
Yeah.
like this man, if you want to see how God speaks through individuals, Pastor Keith Medlock. He runs Union Rescue Mission. He runs Nehemiah House. He runs the Dorcas House. He created a whole Kim-free living place called, what was it? Union, where they live in
I think it's
Jacksonville.
MRP or something.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
forget
Mission Life
what it's
Park.
called. Something like
Mission Life Park.
Mission Life Park. Yeah.
And he's at the helm. Then you got a guy, and I swear, his name is Derek Jones, but I call him Captain America because in the 5 years that I've known this man, even when I was not doing things that a man of God should, he never once held it against me. He held me accountable to the standard of what it meant to be a man of God. And he's the type of person that, you know, you have that one parent that, you know, you ain't worried about them getting mad, but when they're disappointed in you, it hurts a little bit. So you're kind of,
oh yeah.
And then you got the GOAT, Jeremy Burton. This is by far the coolest cat you could ever meet. But when you're guys who are broken, either due to childhood trauma, trying to live life on life's terms when that was not why you were created, or just bad decisions or bad situations, for a man to watch 3 men, different ages, allow God to set the path and watching, because I can always say, you'll know you're a Nehemiah guy because you're following a guy who's following a guy who's following another guy who's following God. And you see it every day there. And that's why I say a lot of times you need to draw that circle in the sand and watch other men, how they walk in Christ, how they walk in their recovery. And then you start seeing certain things that you want to be like, man, that sounds like something I've been through. Let me ask him how he did that. And then you take a little bit of that information and then you put it in your cup.
It's like starting a podcast.
This was started on an idea. But and then I love it because it's a whole other side of the coin. You have the women over at the Dorcas house who are like complete angels, who domestic violence and addiction, and you got these women who are helping women learn how to be ladies and how to be mothers and you just have all these people making all these things work, and you go from being a treatment facility to a family. Like, there's been times we've all been like, hey, this happened. And then Burton's like, come on up here, we got you. Or somebody was like, hey, man, this happened. And we're all like, come on, we got you. And I love that because there's so many times I've got pictures of us all just sitting around and we're just enjoying each other's company. And every time I would stop by and have lunch, and Derek Jones or Jeremy Burton would be up in there, dude. It made me feel like now I know what it was like for the disciples to sit there and eat with Jesus, because I can't speak for Jesus, but I know when family is sitting around eating and brothers are talking about things that empower us and we're strengthening each other and we're telling each other how proud we are, we're investing, we're connecting, we're strengthening. And I think for me, the more I decrease, the more the Spirit increases in me, because I can easily be egoic. But when I'm telling my brother Levi how fundamentally proud I am of him, how amazing he's been doing, how I can sit there and see how the spirit moves in him. Man, I mean, like, I can sit here and tell you all these magnificent and prolific stories, but if you know, you know.
You know.
That's all I'm gonna say. You got to be
Okay,
union rescue
Levi,
mission
how
to
old
get
are
that.
you?
Yeah, you kind of cut out on me.
How old are you?
I like to. I'm really 25 with about 15 years experience.
Okay. Okay.
I'm one of them. I'm one of them 27 type of men. You know, forever.
And how long have you been in addiction?
I think the first time I smoked a doobie, I guess, was probably about 13, 14 years old. And
Okay, so yeah, you got some of
but
that time under your belt.
and, but that's just drugs. But like I remember being at a young age doing things that had to be kept secret, if that makes any sense. You know what I mean? So
Absolutely, absolutely.
living a
Absolutely.
lifestyle of concealing my actions is probably, I think, probably 4 or 5 years old, you know, and I was ornery at a young age. Like I ran away one time when I was about 4 or 5 because my mom wouldn't let me go stay with my little nana. And then when they found me, she didn't whip me the first time, and then she says, "Now we got to go, son." And I was trying to go with her, like to go clean the church, you know. And when she wouldn't let me go, I was like, "I'll do it again." And boy, I got the business after that.
Mama
Sure
got you.
did.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
she didn't whip me very often, but that time was one of
I
them.
heard that. So here's I always like asking this question. If the person you are today could go back and talk to the person you used to be at your lowest, what would be the conversation you'd want to have with him to where you're talking and he's listening?
So knowing what I know right now,
Yes,
Yes.
sir. The person you are right now.
the first thing I would do is explain to this young man how important it was to spend more time with his mother. You know, I've lost mine, or God's gained my physical loss, you know, his spiritual gain. But and then gained her in spirit just as well. But oh, there ain't a person on this earth that couldn't be alive without a mother. You know what I
Right.
mean?
Right.
And
Man.
even me as a younger man, I didn't appreciate her like I should, you know. And now it's to the point like I try to appreciate all mothers. You know, that's what really draws my eye, and I appreciate that. You know, and also I don't know, really. My family, my immediate family is I'd have been a better brother for sure, man. I'm still going through it now with my brother out of my lifestyle choices, Brian and this Barb. And I get it. That's fair. You know what I mean? My decisions that I made is cause my brother, like we was talking about, protecting his family away from me out of, not that I think that he would think that I would physically harm him or
Right.
something, but man, I robbed so many people of their little brother, their son, their friend, their nephew, you know, and all these things that people genuinely love you and genuinely care for you. And like we was talking about the currency, you know, just spending more time in love, you know, that's just love more, really.
Yeah.
Now I have a question. Um, Brian and I have kind of talked about this before, but in your active addiction days, you tend to push people away, burn a lot of bridges. Now with you being sober, because I know I do it. I'll lay there at night and wonder, with all the bridges that I've burned and people that I've pushed away, if something were to happen to me today with me being sober, how many people would I have now that would care? And how long would it take them to actually notice that something happened to me? You know, to where when I was in my active addiction, it was like I could die and nobody would even care, you know? I find myself wondering that a lot, like with bridges that we've burned.
Nowadays, I think some people would notice because I'll be bugging a lot of people. I got yeah. Which I mean, I honestly feel like I've got a lot of people that want the genuinely best for me. You know, you might have a few haters here and there, but
Oh yeah,
I'm
we all
totally
do.
cool. I'm totally cool with all that. You know, just because people might hate, don't mean I have to. You know,
Our haters
but
are our
I feel like
motivators.
yes, genuinely, I feel like people care. But like back then, even this last go round that I had, I basically there was a handful of people. My auntie knew, my daughter knew. I got in contact with my grandmother on my mom's side. I call her my little nana. Love her so much. Just a handful of people even knew where I was, and I
Right.
didn't even try to make no contact. Like the whole goal was to get
We
somewhere, get a good foundation, you know, and all this. And I'll be honest with you, I wasn't even gonna come home, but I spoke to an individual before I made the next step when I come back to this county. Before I went down there, someone whose opinion I highly regard, and I just highly respect this individual. And she's got a special place in my heart. She knows who I'm talking about, you know. And I told her what I was going to do, and that inspiration, then her saying basically, I know you got it in you, you know what I mean? And not a, oh, you're gonna fall off, or this right here, that, well, here's you got the place to be able to do it, and I know you got it in you. Just stand on what you say you're gonna do, go down there and do it, you know. So that individual right there, they knew. But it was like there was probably, counting myself, there was probably this much that knew when I went to Little Rock and stayed down there. You know, I just got all the way out the
right.
way for a minute to buckle down. And yeah, I used to build bridges just to watch them burn. I mean, that's horrible. That's so horrible. You know
Oh,
what I mean? Hey, I remember you
yeah.
saying one day too, you're talking about Jeremy Burton about and I'll be honest, it almost offended me at first, which was
Oh
good.
no.
You know exactly what I'm saying. You
Oh
said
no.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
imitation is the best
Great
form of
form of
flattery.
flattery. Yes, yes,
And
yes.
I was like, what bro just say to me? That's when I first met you, Brian. And I was like, yeah, hey, I probably just come out of the gym too, and I was like this. I know what it was.
No.
I had
Your
that
foot's all
Dragon Ball.
bulletproof.
So what it
No, I
is,
had.
you
I
had the
just
Dragon
got
Ball
that
Z.
that day, dude. I just
So
got it that day, bro.
so so I've been volunteering up at Nehemiah since after I left, and I'd still go up there. And there's a couple of guys that have stories attached to their name, like
Yeah.
me, Jeremy Burton, Derek
The ones that
Wilkes.
will forever be told.
Oh man, look.
Forever.
There's a handful of us. And everybody knows I'm the anime fanatic. So Levi comes in and he's coming out the gym and he's all, and they were like, Brian, you got somebody trying to copy you. And I was like, what are you talking about? And he had on the same hat, and then you had on like a shirt kind of like mine one day, and everybody was just picking on him. And I just said, it's all good, man. Imitation is the greatest form of flattery, bro. If somebody's gonna imitate me, I look at it like this.
A compliment.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Because it's easy
Hey, that
for
whole
me to
fit.
find the. Go ahead,
That whole
Levi.
fit was hard, though, wasn't it? Wasn't that whole
It
fit
was. I
hard,
ain't
though?
even
I was
gonna
like,
lie. I
bro,
ain't even gonna lie. The whole fit was
I
tough,
said,
bro.
I said, I ain't even a Dragon Ball Z fan, bro. I just got it because it matches my shoes.
That's awesome.
It wasn't even
That's
on
awesome.
purpose. Look, it wasn't even
I
on
know.
purpose. Levi
No,
was
he
that
come in. We was wearing the same hat, like literally the same day.
Well, you met your
Yeah,
mirror.
Yeah. So
yeah.
actually, here's a question I have for both of y'all because I think sometimes we forget that it's not what we were created to do, but why we were created to do it. So my question, have either one of y'all found out what your purpose is? And if you do, what is it?
Absolutely.
All right, we'll start with you, Miss I already know.
Absolutely.
I,
For the longest time in my active addiction, that was my thing. And then I got clean for 11 years and still didn't feel like I had a purpose. So then when everything happened in 2020 and I relapsed, I think that opened my eyes differently, because when I got sober this time, instantly it was like I had an epiphany. And my purpose in this life is to help other people, is to share my story and guide people into making more positive decisions, or educating them.
Okay. I like that. I like that. Levi.
I'm gonna make it simple for you, Brian. uh, it dawned on me through counsel and seeking wisdom that my purpose is to be the best me that I can be, day in,
What?
day out.
Okay.
To be the
Man.
best me
Okay.
day in and day out. To give more attempt than what I did in my yesterdays, to wake
Amen.
up, be better, love more, be kinder, be more charitable, spread more experience, strength, and hope. Just be the best me that I can, whether it be anything that I'm taking hold of, whether it be in exercise, the way I treat others, working hard, being diligent, being respectful, reaching out through recovery, doing things like this right here, just challenging myself and becoming better. And I say this in the most humbling and lowly in spirit way. I don't say that like, be the best me, because I'm in no
Right.
competition with anybody else. The only person I try to wake up every day and demo is the old Levi. You know what I mean?
Oh
And
yeah.
just
Amen.
being the best me that I can be daily, it covers so much. Like, it covers, like I said, the way I treat people, the way I treat just, oh man, just now my job is to talk about Jesus. You know what I mean? That's just what
Come with it, bro.
that's
Come with it,
that's just where
bro.
that's just where I stand with it. My purpose is to be the best me that God designed me to be. Now my
Amen.
job, I'm commanded to go make disciples, and that's where I stand with it. If it ain't got Jesus in it, I ain't rocking with it, man. That's just where I stand with it. That don't mean I ain't gonna
Man.
rock with folks
Now, what's your
that
answer?
Whom? So, I find it kind of funny because that was a really good answer, Levi.
Yes,
You know what
it
I'm
was.
saying? Whoever taught you or helped you come to that conclusion must be a mad genius. But no, he's right, because that's one thing that I've taught anybody I have been blessed or given the privilege to serve, whether as a peer specialist, as a motivational speaker. There is one thing that I can do in this world that nobody else can do. And I don't care how you want to slice it up. I don't care. I tell everybody, I don't care who you are, what you think you know, where you come from, and how much money. There will never be a day that you will outthink me, outwork me, out hustle me, outdo me at me being me. I tell people all day long, look, I can take these big hammers off and you could try your best to walk in them. And just because they fit don't mean they were designed for you to walk in them.
Absolutely.
And that's where I had to learn, how do I walk in my purpose? And I'm commanded to be a child of God. How that pertains and how I do it is different for everybody, because everybody's given different spirits of the fruit and stuff like that. Some people have wisdom, some people have discernment, some people speak in tongues, some people are good listeners, some people are good supervisors, some people are good counselors, whatever it may be. But when you start investing in you, because every day I wake up, I have to remind myself that I'm at war with the enemy that lives in me, because I still have the Holy Spirit residing in me. I've given my life to Christ, and I've been absolved, but I am also a person that still lives in this. So a lot of times I have to remind myself that I have to decrease so that he may increase in me. And the more I learn to just be me, the more I learn how to use this thing like a surgeon. I'm like Denzel off Training Day. I'm a surgeon with this.
Yeah, sure I am.
I'm a mad surgeon with this. I'm not bragging. I'm boasted in the spirit that lives in me. I know my spiritual fruit.
Absolutely.
But I also know that I am called to lead people to Christ. I am called to lead people to salvation. My mother, Elder Pat Thompson, evangelist, minister, preacher, I tell everybody, if you want somebody to quote you scriptures and show you how scriptures can work in your life, that's Mom's. She's got you hands down.
Yeah.
But when it comes to showing you how, when you need a visual representation of seeing God walk in somebody's life, come to the Nehemiah house. I guarantee you'll sit there for 30 minutes and you'll see guys walking with God. You can go
One
to
of
the
these days
Dorcas
you're going to have
house.
to take me there.
You're going to have to go to the Dorcas house. And you see them women walking with Christ as they're taking care of themselves, as they're healing their hearts, how they're learning wisdom, how they're learning trust. And all I have to do every day is wake up and thank God and look at myself in the mirror and say, you are not going to hinder me. You are not going to defeat me. And you are not going to cause me to fall back onto the old version of me. If I'm going to trip, I'm going to fall forward into my future, not back on my old business. Not today, Satan. Not today.
Not
and
today.
I think that's all that's how people ask me, man, how are you going on 6 years? Dude, I don't smoke cigarettes. I don't vape. I don't dip. I don't drink. I don't do drugs. And people ask me, how do I do it? I just try to be me. I don't know.
I tell my sponsees every single day, when they open their eyes and they choose to be sober, they've already done steps 1, 2, and 3.
Yeah, absolutely.
As soon as they get up.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, Levi, I got one more. I got another question for you, because I'm kind of going down this certain rabbit hole.
I know you are. I know you are.
Tell me a point in your life that, because, you know, a lot of times people think that just because you're in addiction or criminal addictive thinking, you're just an animal, you're evil, you're like Mr. Sinister or Apocalypse. But tell me a time in your addiction to where you saw your addiction for the chaos that it was. And what was the first time where you thought that or knew that you needed to change your life?
Oh, I'll be honest with you. Probably about 18, 19, I knew it wasn't for me, but I just kept at it. You know what I mean? You know how it is.
Yes.
Like, I think there was about 2 or 3 years I was a good drug addict, but outside of that, no, it was like any fun that had to be had. Yeah, I had that about 20 years ago, it feels like. But really, the hurt that I caused.
I'll be right back.
The kids are watching it in the living room. I can hear it.
Okay.
I just need them to turn the TV down because it's super loud.
Gotcha.
The hurt that I caused, I mean, in general, Brian, but I did some things that led me to prison in 2023,
Mm-hmm.
which I'm not running from the fact I'm accepting full responsibility of the actions that I taken led me to prison, you know, and that
Yeah.
was actions of using drugs, which also led into other action. But
Yeah.
if my actions as a man then would have been walking in faith, putting God first, not using drugs,
Yeah.
um, I really hope this individual don't mind me saying this, which I mean, we don't have contact any days. And I mean, I'm just stating facts, but my second marriage, me leading to prison and relapsing in prison, using drugs in prison, ended up leading to us getting divorced. I mean, it may not have worked in general, but this individual was introduced to methamphetamine at that time just as well. And it ruined her life. You get what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
my actions
Yeah.
as a man, little actions led to big actions. And one of the hardest things that hurt outside of like, you know, uh, my mom passing away when I was there, I went to her service in shackle and chain, Brian. And that was, you'd think I would have got right then, but it wasn't time, you know.
Yeah.
But I remember my stepdaughter saying when I was going to jail that night, we just got a puppy for Christmas. And she looks at me, and I don't know why, out of all things, this hurt so bad. We just got him a puppy because it was going to be Christmas. And Chastity looks at me and says, "But Levi, who's going to train our puppy?" And that right there, that moment stuck with me so much out of all the grime and messed up things that I've done. That moment there was like, you piece of crap. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? You get him a puppy and then do some crap that's going to let you go to jail. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I don't know why, but that moment, that innocent moment right there, like all she was worried was about the love of her puppy and something that simple. I mean, that right there, that hurt out of most of the things that I've done in my life, you know. And then the actions, and of course, burying my mom on that side of the gate, you know. I wasn't even able to know about it. I didn't find out my mom passed away until I was going. They said, Bradley, you got a gate pass, you know, and they said, pack your stuff. And by the grace of God, I was clean then and was able to actually had good class, you know, and was able to actually had good custody level to where they brought me up here.
Right.
I'm sorry to hear
Yeah,
that,
so
bro. You know,
ah and it's she was such a good woman, Brian. I'm talking
yeah,
about if
yeah,
anybody knew my mama, bro, like she was Sunday school teacher, taught school up there, over the Childhood and Development Center. I'm
yeah,
talking about was
yeah,
married to one man, loved one man outside of Jesus Christ, and she was
yeah.
just oh, I couldn't ask for such a good mama, man.
Well, you know what they say, us preachers' kids, us church kids, we're the ones that probably mess
That
up
get
the
in the
work.
most trouble.
Yeah, I she would always say, son, just put God first. Just put God first. Son, if you'll put God first, I mean every time. And seeing it
Yeah,
now, I'm like
yeah.
in my mind, I'm like, I wish I would have always known it was that simple. But in
And
all reality, my mom was like, boy.
And hold on, because like one scripture that resonates with me, and it has always resonated because I got my three, but one of the ones is in First Corinthians. When I was a child, I thought as a child, I acted as a
Yes.
child, but when I became a man, I put away childish things. It's not even the point of putting away childish things, because look, you can't tell me otherwise. I'm an oversized kid.
right.
But I think what it is when I became a man, I had to start paying attention to the things that are
Yep.
required of being a man. Anybody can be a father,
It takes a real man to be a daddy.
but it takes a man to be a daddy.
It does.
You know what I'm saying? it's easy for us to sit there and I should have did this and I should have did that. Nobody's got a DeLorean. Nobody's got a DeLorean with a flux capacitor. Nobody's got a hot tub time machine. Ain't nobody rubbing some little lamp to
I'm
sit there and
sorry.
try to find a way. Then my kids are funny. But one thing I'm learning
Big kids.
is a man can take responsibility for his choices and actions. Kids can't.
Yes.
And
Absolutely.
when I became a man, I had to learn how to take responsibility for the choices and actions I made. For years and years, I blamed my father for everything that ever happened to me because of the stuff my dad did. But my dad didn't introduce me to drugs. My dad didn't introduce me to the people I shouldn't have been hanging around with. So I can sit there and say, yeah, he's the one who created the bomb, but I'm the one who lit the fuse. And as I got older, I learned to take responsibility because I can't remember where I read it, but somebody once said, the choices and actions you take not only dictate the life you lead, but it also shows people who you are and what you truly value.
Absolutely.
And any man, any woman that cannot take ownership for their own iniquities, their own shortcomings, or the sins they have created in the eyes of God, and this is this is just how I feel, and I'm not pointing at anybody.
Amen.
Because I'm mostly ministering to myself. What gives you the right to be at the big table like an adult when you don't have the understanding required? Because you're steadily doing childlike things.
Yep.
Yes. Brian, I'll say this too. You know, that was just a moment, an eye opener. But looking back, like that's one thing that brought me back home. I love my son and daughter so much, you know, and my daughter has never give up on me. I mean,
is that who I got the message from?
Yeah, is that who I got the message from?
Because I got a message.
Hold on.
And I'm not going to shoot out no name. I'm just going to say somebody sent me a message.
Yeah, I have it right here.
I can't really see it that big.
Mariah.
Real quick.
Yeah, that's her. That's her.
Yes,
that's baby girl right there.
Okay.
I mean,
and if you're watching, hi Mariah, because I know you are. There she is.
She is like, yeah, that is my ace boon right there. You hear me? And just like, oh, she's never done anything but love me. You know, although she might not agreed with the things that I've done, and I have been a poor excuse for a father in the past to her and her brother, she's never give up on me. And then like being down, what really that and God leading me home to come back and testify and share my testimony and stuff. But oh, I missed her so much, and her daughter and my son and his boys. You know what I mean? And like for real, like her baby, I got to hold her when she was first born, and then I held her again when I was like literally I was the first grandparent to hold her, like when she had her, you know. And what a blessing. I even give her they make fun of me because I do this little Bradley hop, you know what I mean? And it calmed her down a little bit when she was a newborn. But now but now since I've been gone, her daughter, she really ain't even made up her mind that she likes Pop yet. And I'm serious. I'm so serious. And I deserve that. And just looking back, it's like she's getting to where we're kind of building a relationship, but she really ain't made up her mind. She's like, I remember when before I went to Nehemiah's house, Mariah brought her and we was on the video box and she looked at me and she just kind of mean up me like, oh, you just gonna keep being locked up, huh? Like it reminded me of my daughter so much. Just like giving me that gangster look like, oh, this is what we're gonna keep doing, you know what I mean?
Man, I swear, I'm diabolical. You lucky that I don't have her exact real quick information, because I'm notorious for just sending people requests and telling them to come on here. because
Send her. I don't care. Get her on here. Get her on
I
here.
got time.
I'm telling
Hey,
you, I think so. I think we should do a show with you and your daughter because I want to hear
I
it
don't
from
know if
her
she's like
point of
that.
view, being an addict's daughter. You know, like
Yeah,
the
yeah.
challenges that
I
she's had
I don't want
too.
to put her on blast. I'll have to ask her, but yeah, that'd be cool. She'd like that.
I'm
Hey,
I
asking
think
her
that
right
would
while
be.
now. I'm asking her right now.
Yeah,
I
we're
don't waste
asking her
time,
right
man.
now.
I'm
She's
Because
hey,
watching.
while you ask,
here's the
I want to
thing.
say this too, Brian, if you don't mind.
Sure.
Yeah.
I couldn't have made it to the Nehemiah house either without Gordon Whitaker or Lee Hand. When I was, they let me go to Nehemiah House, and I come back. They picked me up in 2000 for a warrant, 2025 warrant. It was like a year old in this county, and I was fixing to get let loose. And I looked at Lee Hand, who was my sponsor in drug court, and he's yeah. Shout out to Prodigal Ministries. That's where I'm at right now. He was a drug court. Went through drug court, got his life in order. Peer support specialist. I mean, does a PAC program in our county. You're talking about walking the walk and talking the talk. And then I reached out to him in court and I said, Lee, they're going to let me go. And you know that look when you know you've got to keep it together. Like you just can't walk out this door with accountability. That's how new in my recovery I was before I went to Nehemiah House. Ha ha, baby girl. What are you
She ain't
doing?
for it.
Hi, Mariah. It's so nice to
Hi.
meet
Hello,
you.
It's
Mariah.
nice to meet y'all too.
Bird,
So,
welcome
so
aboard.
We said
look. Because here's my thing. We live in a society where people are so quick to show negatives, but one thing that we as human beings have the ability to do is show grace, humility, and love. And
absolutely.
I can't say anything, but since he's on here and you're on here, I'm going to say this. This man has literally bragged about you so much. I'm pretty sure I know how tall you are, what color your eyes are,
Oh, come on now.
your
Come
favorite
on now.
color. No, I'm just playing. But here's the thing. As a father who has made mistakes myself,
Hi, Erica.
to see how this man has changed his life and the joy he has when he talks about how much he loves you, it makes
Yeah.
me so proud to be able to do the things I do
Aw.
because not everybody
That's my little
gets
funky hair right there.
Oh,
not
you're
everybody gets a second
beautiful.
chance.
No, you're right, Brian.
Not everybody does. And it's things like this. Let me see, how do I do it? Like this that I live for because this is truthfully one reason why I wanted to create
Absolutely.
this platform because it's easy to go on the news and see about all these drug busts, all this criminal addictive stuff, but nobody wants to talk
Nobody
about the
talks about
connections.
this.
So, Levi,
Yes.
you got that big old Cheshire cat
Permagreen.
grin.
Oh, they're just so awesome. She's so awesome, man. I've got so many people that I told my Nana one time too, man, that Nana, I know. Check this out. I'll share this story. One time before I went to Nehemiah House and I got out of jail here when I was getting ready to go down there, my little Nana, we're driving down the road, like really me wanting to get right. But I made a deal with God and I said, look, God, I'll buckle all the way down. If you give me an opportunity to hug these people, hug my little Nana, I get all the way right, you know? And he seen it fit for me to come back to this county on a warrant. They seen what I was trying to do in Nehemiah House and went to let me go. So Lee Hand, I go to his house, which I'm now come back to one of the Prodigal Ministry houses because I told him I couldn't leave. I don't need to just be running around. You know, I'm trying to get to Little Rock. Well, he give me a ride down there. He says, is there anything you would like to do? And I'm like, yeah, I'd like to go see my Nana. So just instantly, God made that play to like, all right, I got to hug my little Nana's neck and walk the dogs. And I was like, all right, I'm going to sit all the way down. Well, when we was riding, we seen this lady who was obviously active in her addiction, right? And my Nana, she's like, Mariah can tell you, she is just a little bitty. Nana is a little bitty thing, ain't
Yeah.
she? But spiritual, I'm talking about spiritually inside, she's a
She's
giant,
this big.
And yeah, she grabs the steering wheel and without even thinking, looks at this lady and she goes, Jesus, just give her what she needs. And I look at her in amazement. That's exactly what she said. Jesus, just give her what she needs. And I said, yep, I knew it. You prayed me into jail so many times.
That's great.
She did too. But all these people that are going to bat for me, just so much support. Brittany Smith, so much support. For real, Lehan,
Yeah,
Brian,
Lee's on here right
Ms.
now. I
Barb.
had to give that man
Yeah,
high
I
five. I
mean,
said, thanks for being a man of God that you are.
Yeah.
Because,
yes.
sometimes we
He's
fail to
helping save my
realize.
life.
Oh, yeah. So, Miss Mariah, how are you?
Good. How are y'all guys?
We are doing
Fantastic.
phenomenal. We're just sitting here chatting with this old guy right here.
I'm only
This old
25.
guy. This old guy right here.
Yeah, with 15 extra years of experience. So,
Yeah, there you go.
and so we'll what Barb said, we'll try that for the next one. But here's a question I'd love to ask you.
Okay.
How do you see him now compared to how you remember him?
Well, from when I was little, there is a big difference of how he acts, and from the other times he's been out, he's acts a little different from actually a lot different from the other times he's been out. Uh, he's staying on it, doing everything he needs to do. He's got a job, which I'm happy he does. We hang out quite a bit, and whenever my fiance gets off work, we're supposed to go and hang out with him some more. But
That's amazing.
Okay.
he actually is doing a lot better than the other times.
Can I just say, Levi, the look that is on your face, like
Look, bro, you know what I'm saying?
your face is so lit up. Like you look like you're on cloud 9 right now. You
I
just look
literally
like
just
the happiest
daydreamed like,
cat.
oh yeah, I can't believe like I wake up on most days and not just Mariah, like I just daydream for a minute, like everything God has done in my life. I know, Brian, you've had them moments to where
Yeah.
you're just like, is this really going on
I
right
have
now?
Bruh.
Yeah.
Because sometimes you have to look like, because that that addictive mindset. We have those
Oh, my
maladaptive
cheeks are
thoughts
starting to hurt.
to where we're like, okay,
That's a good thing.
I've got a
Yeah.
good job, everything's going good. All
We're
right,
waiting for the other
where's the
shoe to
mess up
drop.
coming? When are they going to pull the chair off from under me? And I spent so much time worrying about what could possibly go wrong that sometimes I forgot to just sit there and enjoy what's going right. And that's
Absolutely.
one thing that I've enjoyed in our relationship, Levi, because that look on your face is called
Yes.
agape.
It is
It's called
priceless.
unconditional love.
Yeah.
That is that love that surpasses all understanding, because you don't have to do anything hard to get it. All you have to do is walk in grace and walk in the purpose that God has put in your life, and you get to
Amen.
enjoy that. Because I don't know about
Yes.
you,
And your
but I
grandbaby.
love being a grandpa, bro.
Yeah.
I love being a
Yeah.
grandpa.
Hey, I ain't Pawpaw or nothing like that. It's Pop, all right? There's still a
Pop,
lot of
pop.
fire in the tank. Yeah.
You ain't got that much gas left, bro.
Hey, Brian. Yeah, I really like, the saying, your cup runneth over, right? Like, Brian,
Absolutely.
and a lot of the guys from near my house that see me down there, a lot of them would be like, man, I get up at 4 o'clock every morning. I don't care if it's Monday through Sunday. I'm getting up, spending some time with the Lord, and I just feet on the ground. I'm giving it my all. And there's individuals like Jeremy Burton, like we was talking about, this like, no, bro, you're gonna have to catch some rest. There's individuals also that tell me, no, you're gonna have to catch some rest.
Yes.
And yeah, I probably need to, it's just I don't I just wake up just so grateful, like
Ready to go.
ready to start counting the blessing. And it's like,
Yes.
oh
And
yeah,
and you and
it's
I
so
had that.
awesome.
You and I had that real bad because everybody's always like, dude, like every time
Slow
you come in
down.
here, you're giving 150%. And I'm like,
Yeah.
yeah. And they're like, don't you get tired? I said, a wise person once told me, if you're in love with what you're doing, it's not a job. When God has put you in a position to have a career being you, I mean, I get paid to stay sober. As a peer specialist, I use my lived experience and my recovery to help people find hope
Amen.
in their life. So basically, I get paid to just follow God, stay sober, and just show people how life can actually
Help
be.
people.
And if you can't
Yes.
see the joy in this right here,
I know.
then you
Oh, I
need to
do.
get your eyes checked. You need to go wash
No,
your
I'm
face,
good.
get the crud
Everybody
outside.
watching needs to take this as an example right here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right here. This
Brian,
is so
also, I've ran into situations too. Don't get me wrong. We all face. I don't call me and you've talked to this. I don't choose to call my situation struggles. I choose to call struggles are to be dreaded and challenges are to be accepted. So I've ran into some challenges, and even since I've been home, and I ain't talking about drugs or anything like that. Just I ain't gonna really touch on it, but Lee Hand knows what I'm talking about. My brothers here at the house know what I'm talking about, and me and Lee had a phone call, and it got addressed in the way it should. And the reality is he says Lee Hand goes because I mean he ain't just the owner of a ministry. He's this personal friend that's gonna dig off into your life if need be. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we need to
Like
get him
he
on here one
literally,
day. Absolutely. We need to get
yeah.
him on here one day.
He is so awesome. He is so awesome. And he says, "Hey, are you good?" And I said, "Yeah, Lee. The old me wanted to handle it like this, but I'm not the man who I used to be. And he says, "I'm proud of you. Tells me he loves me. You know what I mean?" And just like, oh man, every day is such a blessing, y'all.
Yeah. So
Hey,
real quick
also,
before we go ahead.
I want to say this to anybody viewing. Prodigal Ministries is doing it's kind of like a serve thing, and it's a fundraiser. It's going to be the 26th at Black River Tech BRTC building. If you're in Northeast Arkansas or something, it's they'll have I think auction, a silent auction and stuff going on, and all this stuff, and all of our Prodigal Ministry guys will be out there kind of serving. You know what I mean, and just prayers, anything, come eat, maybe come buy some stuff and help support
Also,
these guys transitioning.
are you going to go to the Bridge the Gap event that's going on August 29th, Levi?
Where's that at?
Right in downtown Little Rock.
So it's usually over by the Clinton Library at that big bridge right there. But now it's
Okay.
going to be at the bridge right there by the submarine in North Little Rock. Nehemiah goes up there. Most of the recovery community is out there. It's
I
actually
definitely
pretty
want to
cool.
stay back
It's
in
a huge
contact with
event.
them.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
See,
So where
my
are
work.
you at right now?
I'm at Walnut Ridge, Arkansas. You know where that's at?
No,
Lawrence
but
County is what it is. But
how far is it from Little Rock?
it's probably about 2 hours and 15 minutes.
Okay.
Not
All right.
driving like Ricky Bobby. The old me could make it.
That's
The
going to
old
be
me
my
could probably
nickname for
make.
him.
Well,
It
I
depends
like
on who
road
you're
trips.
riding with.
Look, bro. I love road trips.
Yeah,
And
Oh man, you would
my
love it.
podcast is
You would love
portable.
our church too, Brian.
My
Y'all.
podcast is portable. So
Hey
before
man,
we
you
get
would
off
love it.
here,
Yeah.
I've always wanted to do this. So Mariah, can I ask you to do something for me if you're willing?
Okay.
Could you tell your dad something that you've always wanted to tell him but couldn't tell him before because of the life that he was living?
Oh, please do this, Bird, and don't hold back. You hear me? Don't
I
hold back.
usually tell him everything that I need to tell him at that point. I usually don't hold back nothing from him.
All
If
right,
I have something to
all
say, I
right,
usually say it.
All right.
all
Yeah,
right.
you seem like the kind of girl that
Oh
you're not
yeah, it
gonna
has
hold
no
back.
She,
Oh
filter.
No
That
filter.
has
she
no
ain't
You
gonna
just
pull
filter.
no
scream like,
punches.
no,
You lucked out,
like
bruh.
even with my mom, like if I have something to tell her, I tell her. Like I ain't holding back. That's on you for doing that. I mean,
Okay.
Mariah, I do a podcast. It's the Hot Mess Express. I would love to
okay.
have you on
Oh
um,
yeah.
as a guest of being a child to a parent with addiction. I would absolutely love that.
I
All
will.
right.
I mean, I don't mind. Come
Okay. Well, I'll let y'all get all that set
Yeah.
up, but check this out. Bird, is that what he calls you?
here.
Bird.
Yes.
Yeah, took a Bird. That's her handle,
That's her
Bird.
Okay.
handle.
Mariah, thank
Yeah,
you so very much for
Oh,
Yes,
you're
taking the
thank you.
time
welcome.
to come on here because a lot of people wouldn't want to do this because some people feel embarrassed or ashamed or something like that. But I thank you for supporting my brother
Such a
because
Oh,
blessing.
he's important to me. He's amazing, and having
Absolutely.
people and individuals like you celebrate him
oh,
makes everything we do so much worthwhile. Thank you so very much.
I would never give up on him. I just love
Abs,
him
I
so
love.
much.
abs.
I love hearing that. I love hearing that.
Levi, my guy. So here soon, we're gonna have our men's platform to where we're gonna have a couple of guys. Hopefully, I can get Derek Wilkes and a couple of other guys, and we just
Oh
get
yeah,
on here and we just have good conversations about struggles men have, and not just
yeah,
addiction and stuff like that, but just what it means to be a man of God, especially in this day and age where now you don't have to be one and it's acceptable. But we're going to leave that alone for another day because I ain't got enough time. I got to eat
Hey,
and do something.
also,
I've been at work all day.
Brian,
Yes, sir.
Brian, I talked to our house dad that's here. Robbie said something to him about possibly getting involved. I'm gonna pass the information on, and I'll pull down on Lehan personally, and I'll kind of advocate for you too, man. If you're wanting to, I'll do what I can on this end up here, man.
Oh, no, but man, look, bro. See, my stuff is portable and I can
Okay.
do a roundtable podcast anywhere. But a lot of people have a story that never gets told because society makes it so difficult. But I'm to a point right now where I'm blessed to be able to pay for a platform to where no matter who it
Yeah.
is, whether you're the least,
Amen.
the lost, the last, you're the broken, lost, forgotten, or just feel like your life is in a place to where nobody wants to listen. I got earphones. I got big HD ears.
Me too.
I'm good at listening, but I never want anybody to feel like their voice is not heard. So
Absolutely.
that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to break chains. We're trying to make sure that your hot mess is not running down the railroad tracks, destroying you.
Right.
We just want to make
Yeah.
sure that everybody knows that they're loved,
And we're
that
always here.
and that we
I
ain't
have
going
two
nowhere.
phones for a reason.
You could have saved that one, sis. All right. So, Miss Mariah, thank you again.
Yes, I will
My
be getting
brother
hold of you,
Levi,
Mariah.
Okay.
always my guy.
So nice to meet you both.
Uh,
All right.
hey, I love y'all like Jesus do. You hear me?
Yeah,
Absolutely.
absolutely, absolutely. So, my brother, I love you, man. Words cannot
Love you
express
too, bro.
how dude, I feel privileged to be able to call you brother, man. And I am so
Thank you for
happy
that.
that God has put you in my life and that I am blessed to be a part of yours.
Same here, Bubba. For real.
All right, man.
It
Y'all
was
be
so
good.
nice to meet you, and I am so proud of you.
All right, sis. Hour and
Taking us
14
out?
minutes. We're about to roll out.
All
So,
right.
to anybody out there, if life is getting you down and you feel like life is getting too difficult, please contact somebody. If you're having struggles with addiction or alcoholism, please reach out to somebody who cares about you and that you care about and ask them to help you. If you're having any issues with mental health, please talk to someone because whether you know it or not, you're as important as anybody else on the planet. My life is not greater than yours. It's just that my life has been blessed to walk in its own path. And that does not mean that your path is not just as good. So I pray
Even
that
domestic
everyone,
violence. Domestic violence is the same thing.
so I pray that everyone had a blessed day. Sis, close us out. What's the saying?
I hope everybody stays blessed, stays focused, stays sober, and most of all, stays unchained.
Y'all have a blessed day.
Love you all.
1,